Tropical Storm Gordon has run out of time to become a hurricane and is now making landfall on the Alabama-Mississippi border. It's got a winds of 70 miles per hour, pressure of 997 millibars at 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this September 4th. It's making landfall on Dauphin Island right now and is going to make another landfall very close to the Alabama-Mississippi border, we expect, as a Stage 2 storm on the CDT scale, but just shy of hurricane status. We believe it is on Dauphin Island right now as we speak, 26 miles from Pascagoula, 46 from Biloxi, Mississippi, and 58 miles from Gulfport. So the storm is now really going to continue towards the northwest, we expect, as it moves inland, delivering copious amounts of rain. The hurricane warning is still in effect for the mouth of the Pearl River to the Alabama-Florida border. A tropical storm warning for those areas as well. The watches to the west of that hurricane warning have actually been discontinued, as has the storm surge watch. This is what we expect will happen. I mean, it's pretty foregone conclusion by now. The storm is making landfall. It's going to move inland towards the northwest. It'll be indiscernible in about 2 or 3 days, but it could deliver very large amounts of rain, up to 6 inches or possibly towards 8 inches in some inland areas of Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. There are also the potential for 1 or 2 tornadoes this evening. There has already been, I believe, 2 tornado warnings associated with Gordon this evening, and a tornado watch is in effect along the coastal counties until 4 a.m. These are the sea surface temperatures, won't be much anymore, 29 or 30 degrees Celsius, certainly still warm enough that Gordon is going to find very much difficulty in reaching hurricane status now that it is very much on land. And that is going to continue. You do get the odd storm or two that can intensify a little bit just as it is making landfall, but no obvious signs at this time that Gordon is going to be one of those that just pushes it into hurricane status. Regardless, along the coastline you're going to see wind gusts, certainly into hurricane force, and sustained winds of at least 50 miles an hour in the landfall zone, and in some areas, especially east of the center, is where you'll see those stronger winds towards hurricane strength. These are the percentage chances of tropical storm force winds in case you still needed to know. There's some inland areas in this as well, 88% in Hattiesburg and 75% chance of tropical storm force winds in Jackson, Mississippi. Let's see what the local National Weather Service offices are saying around the coastline here. This is the Tallahassee office, mainly out of that area now. As you can see, very high amounts of rain towards the west still though, and that surf warning. And you can see here the tropical storm warning, and you can see 1 or 2 tornado warnings in that picture as well, I believe. Certainly that tornado watch marked in yellow. Difficult to tell the colours from each other there. Some flood warnings out there as well in Mississippi along the coast, and a lot of flash flood watches which extend not only from Louisiana but inland into Mississippi and even into central Arkansas, which we'll look at shortly. This is a New Orleans office. Let's take a look at the Jackson, Mississippi office. You can see the elevated threat there in the orange shading. 3 to 6 inches of rain expected. Areas of flash flooding are likely. Some flash flood warnings down there in Alabama as well, by the way, along the coast. No surprise. And this is Little Rock, Arkansas right now. 3 to 6 inches even here as we move inland, and especially towards even the west of that state. And 1 flood warning out there already by the looks of things on that graphic. There's little to say about the models. This chart has actually stopped updating. I have no idea why. But as you can see, I guess we can just reflect on what they were saying earlier in the day. They were calling for a borderline hurricane. That is what we've had, and they've been calling for that for quite some time. It's turned out to be the case. 1 or 2 models performing better than the other ones. The GFS never really picked it up at all until the latest model runs, which have finally got a grasp of how strong the storm actually is. Here's the last visible frames from earlier today, just a few hours ago, as the storm got ever closer to the landfall zone, and you can see how it was really starting to disintegrate in a way on those latest images, but the center of the storm is still just about hanging in there and fighting in those latest frames, just making landfall. It's very much displaced to the east, huge amounts of rainfall to the east, and as you can see, New Orleans and areas even further east than there perhaps having very little activity going on at all. But that's all for now on Gordon. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, with you at any time. You can also find our YouTube page if you're not there already, subscribed hopefully, and you can also follow our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text. Videos are now there as well, and you can follow us on Twitter at Force 13 is our handle, and it's hashtag F13Sulik if you'd like to draw our attention to anything in future live events or whatnot. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron with its various rewards that come with that feature as well. And you can add me personally, Fool13 at extension 9094 on Discord, and Force13 on Skype for tropical weather chat.